Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite horror movie of all time.
Have you seen One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest with Jack
No,
Nicholson? You
no.
have to watch that movie. That is a
Okay,
great movie.
okay,
It's
okay.
not really super scary, but it's like about a convict that pleads insanity and gets it and gets sent to a mental hospital with people who are actually crazy.
Mm,
And it's pretty intense.
pretty
So,
gnarly. All right,
yeah.
all right, all right. Why is there not a WWE site? You would think WWE website will have the actual.
Yeah.
It
No,
is.
not all the ways. I usually my go-to for recaps and shit is CBS Sports because
Honestly,
they're pretty
here you
good.
go. Well,
Shoot.
here you go. Here you go. Here you go. I found it. All right. All right.
Are you? Yeah, you got the CBS one or?
I got the WWE
Oh,
website.
okay. Well, that doesn't matter. I don't need it anyways. I just.
I was about to say the
All
only
right.
thing that's like it's not really, it's not, I don't know if it's the order they wanted to do it or if it's just like, priorities wise. But
Okay.
yeah,
No problem.
let's get
Okay.
started.
Let's
Welcome
get it.
everyone. Welcome everyone to Mark's Wrestling Podcast. I forgot about it. Something's wrong with my video. I don't know what. Joining y'all for tonight's episode is me, the Cowboy Burrito, and Mr. Texan Nightmare himself, David
That's
Ford.
right.
Welcome to the show. This is like what, episode 4?
Episode 4. Yeah,
Episode
we're
4,
we're,
yeah.
we're on the train tracks, man.
We're doing great. We're doing great. I'm seeing a lot of progress.
And I want to point it. And I want to point out for the viewers that if you're watching this, that I am recording this while the Astros are in the World Series. So that
I'm
is
also
called
watching.
dedication. That
Go
yeah,
Stros.
yeah, we're doing this for you. While
We could have done this some
our
other time.
right,
But
we could have put it off, but we have dedication. So
yeah, we're dedicated.
here we are.
Dedicated to cause.
That's right. That's right, baby.
And as always,
But,
for each episode, we go over recaps of SmackDown and Raw. But this time I missed both shows. You watched half of you said half of
SmackDown.
what's one half of SmackDown and didn't really catch Raw, which same.
No, I watch Raw. I watched the whole episode of Raw.
Oh,
So
you did? Okay,
I
cool.
just yeah,
I missed
yeah.
it.
I stopped watching halfway through SmackDown because I couldn't focus on the World Series and the SmackDown. So, but
I feel that.
it was still a good show. What I saw from SmackDown, a lot of bloodline stuff, and
I did watch that one segment. I did watch that segment.
oh god, one of the funniest segments
Uzi.
ever.
But before that, I did like the line before that. I don't care what the tribal chiefs wants. How Roman reacted there was perfect.
The head snap,
Yeah, the head snap,
perfect. Yeah,
and then of course it led up to Sammy trying to intervening and have to calm down everyone by
as always.
and breaking everyone from Roman all the way to I'm assuming Solo as well.
I'm
was
sure
off
Solo
camera.
did, and that's why.
He was off camera. Whoa! What is that jersey? Sorry.
Get up! Boom! 2-1, baby. Sorry.
Oh, I'm
Jeremy
behind.
Pena hit a home run.
Okay, that's a spoiler
Yeah.
for me.
Sorry.
It's all good.
Cut.
Anyway, the Uzi part, breaking everyone. I honestly, I could not stop watching it. It was so good.
And Uzi is now a part of our vocabulary in this household.
Feeling a little bit Uzi. I don't feel a little bit. I'm nowhere near Uzi right now. I am pretty tired.
You come on, you're Uzi every day, bro. Come on.
I'm not. I'm tired, dude. I was falling. I need my beauty nap, man. I don't have that this week.
Man, come on, you, dude.
I
Look
need
at
my
you, and then look at me, bro. You're beautiful. Okay, you got
I
that
need my
nice
beauty sleep.
skin.
I need my beauty sleep. I
Yeah,
need
no,
to.
I
Oh,
actually fell
there we go.
asleep at 11 last night.
There we
Yeah,
go.
and
I
I
caught
fixed
up.
that.
I found that.
Anyways,
I
but
got
yeah,
to the home run. But yeah,
sweet.
so
Okay.
so the bloodline segment, it was pretty good, and it was hilarious, pretty awesome.
Something else that's funny, if you look in the notes at the end, I have they all pooped when Sammy said he
Oh yeah,
hasn't been
that's
very
it.
oozy instead of
Instead of
popped.
popped, I noticed that earlier. I was like, oh, I guess he mentioned pop.
Whoops.
I mean, I'm feeling pretty pooped right now. I thought for some reason that's all. I thought that was just me because I was saying I don't feel a bit oozy, and I was just like, yeah. I saw that word. I was like, yeah, that's how I feel, pooped. Then you mentioned that. I was like, oh, that makes sense. Pop. Okay.
Yeah.
Following that, the Viking Raiders with
Another vignette.
a vignette. I guess they're coming back soon. Maybe.
It's been like the past month or so they've had vignettes. And I know it's Sarah Logan, obviously,
It could. I
but
mean,
it's Sarah Logan's voice, and that's her braids. I mean, I follow her on Instagram. There's no mistaking that shit. So
okay. Okay.
she's probably gonna come back and be like the valet to the Viking Raiders, but it's kind of like Veer a little bit, but not as much, but kind of where they've had these vignettes for like it feels like the past month, but
I mean,
it'll be fun. We need
with
more
Veer
tag
was
teams.
half a year. It
Dude,
felt like
yeah,
it.
I know, right?
It
He was
feels
never
like
gonna
half a
fucking
year.
show up, and then he left, and now he's back in NXT. So it's just
Oh, yeah, that's right. I mean, I guess it's better for him to start off with in NXT. I mean, I thought I sure there were squash matches. I thought he had something going.
no, he does. And see, oops, excuse me. It's partially like Karrion Cross, where he already has a good gimmick, like the suave, cool guy. I don't know if you follow him on social media at all, but the dude's always dressed up real nice, driving nice cars. And then he gets to the main roster, and they want to put face paint on him and make him stereotypical. You
Yeah,
know,
that's true.
so now he's back in NXT in a tag team, and they're doing kind of the suave, like typical kind of normal-ish guys. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, I haven't really been paying much attention to him down in NXT, but
I
we'll
mean,
see
it's
how it
NXT.
goes.
Anyway, following that up is the New Day versus Maximum Male Models, Triple M, Mansois and Massey.
Massey.
I mean, what else is there to say about this? I guess it's just a new tag team feud going.
Or I think they're more just jobbing to tag
Yeah.
teams.
Yeah,
So
which is fine. I mean, they had their
you need
big
a
win
jobber
already.
tag team.
Exactly. Then following up, Sonya Deville's segment with Liv Morgan backstage and how she wanted to do Ronda's open challenge. I keep forgetting who answered that challenge, but we'll get to that later.
We'll get to that
Omos and Braun Strowman. Oh no, it's
segment.
just Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman segment. Will a lot of these are just building up for Crown Jewel, so we'll definitely talk about that later.
Mm-hmm.
Ronda Rousey's open challenge. You know, Emma answered. Is this the same Emma that
Yeah.
took forever to what you call it to
Yeah,
debut
when she
before?
was Emelina or whatever.
Yeah,
And she came out as Emelina for one episode and then left. Yeah. She's
Okay.
great, dude. She's really good in the ring, and she's a beautiful woman, and she's dating Madcap Moss. So,
Is it Matt Capmos
You
or
know.
is Matt Cordona?
no, that's Chelsea Green.
Ah,
Yeah, that's another one that's rumored to coming back.
see,
But, yeah.
okay, a little. When I first got back into WWE or wrestling in general, I've always thought Chelsea Green was Britt Baker's WWE name. So when they announced, when they released her what was it, last year or 2 years ago, and then Britt Baker was in AEW, I was like, Okay, then Chelsea Green. I was like, Chelsea Green started showing up in Impact. I was like, wait, isn't Chelsea Green? Wait, there's another Chelsea Green in wrestling. I thought that was Britt
Twins.
Baker. I was just like,
That's funny.
I mean, they kind of look alike.
I also say that my wife, that Olivia, my wife, is Chelsea Green would be her if she was a wrestler because they look very similar. They have the similar hair, all that green eyes. But anyways, fun fact about Chelsea Green is that she debuted on the main roster at the Royal Rumble in Houston that I went to, and then got overshadowed by Edge coming back, and nobody ever really remembers that. So
I mean, what weren't there like different NXT guys showing up in Royal Rumble, like Gargano? Or was that the year before? I know there was a Royal Rumble where NXT showed up and everyone just got like no one really remembers. Like for me,
don't know.
For me, the first time I saw Gargano was on a Royal Rumble. I don't remember which one, but I remember thinking I was like, he got out pretty quick. Okay, you know, but now I'm just like, yeah, Gargano.
I love him, dude. He's great. Like his backstage segments, which we'll talk about the one this week later on.
And when we get to
that's the best thing about him is his goofy personality, and a lot of people I don't think see that very much. But he's goofy, but he can also be serious, and he's great. Like granted, he's a smaller guy, but there has been kind of the smaller guy void since
he's like 6 foot.
Small.
I thought it was,
but that void has been there. Me too. But that void has been there since Daniel Bryan left. So he kind of fills that void, and he's a little bit more goofy than Daniel Bryan is, which I like goofy.
Double?
Yeah, double for Bregman. Yeah.
Oh! And they didn't catch the ball. Nice.
It was close. If he would have caught the ball, he would have been out. But anyways, on to the next segment. It was a 6-man tag match that I did not watch.
I mean...
But shit, Hit Row. Their special tag team partner was Shinsuke Nakamura, so they won naturally.
Of course.
Yeah, right.
And, I like how we're going through this fast because I mean I didn't watch it, and you didn't like it. It looked like there wasn't much to talk about, and you pretty much summarized it perfectly here. LA Knight promo proclaims himself as God's gift to SmackDown, and now I'm assuming he's gonna be feuding with Ricochet.
Of course, it's entry-level feud.
Yeah.
And then Karrion Kross went up against Madcap Moss, which I thought was hilarious because I've always thought that Madcap Moss is the spitting image of Drew McIntyre. So I thought that was kind of ironic. They look very similar, like young Drew McIntyre.
He's the American version.
Right.
Also, it's a Kross versus Moss. I like that.
There you go, that too. So more ironic. And then Gunther and Imperium destroy Rey Mysterio.
Is that where he ripped the shirt and just... I saw that segment.
Yes. And then they'll have their match that's already taped on this week's SmackDown. And then Bray Wyatt's promo. We were introduced to Uncle Howdy, who a lot of people think they know who he is. A lot of people think because of the earring... It's Bo Dallas. A lot of people think it's somebody from ROH. And then some people think it's Barry Windham. Yeah.
I was about to say...
Aleister Black.
Yeah, Aleister / Malachi Black. I was just watching a video about that. Like, they were trying... Like, the top theories about who Uncle Howdy is. I'm going to say... I was like, who the fuck is Uncle Howdy? Why is everyone talking about it? Over the weekend. Then I finally saw the picture. I was like... That would be cool. That's cool.
Yeah, I have no idea who it is.
No one knows. And it could be any of those people.
It could just be Bray Wyatt.
It could just be exactly. It could just be Bray Wyatt. Put him over time and shit.
Who knows? But overall, forgettable episode of SmackDown for the most part, besides a couple segments and Emma coming back.
I was gonna say most likely this upcoming Friday as well, since you mentioned it was pre-taped. So, I don't even know what's going on Friday. All I know. Yeah,
I already read the results, so I mean, I'm not going to watch it.
Yeah. There we go. Get ready for the following day.
Right.
Anyway, moving on to Raw, we have Belair versus Cross. You know, as
That
instead
was a
of
very good
Ash.
match.
Oh, excuse me. Okay, so decent start, damage control. Okay, that makes sense because I actually caught the women's tag team championship match, which we'll talk about later. Up next is Lashley versus Lesnar. Kind of missed this, but I was out.
That was fun.
I
It was
bet
another
it
one
did.
of those locker room clearing brawls, and Riddle
Oh
came out
yeah,
holding his
that's right.
damn flip flops and
Yeah.
shit.
Actually,
Like, what are
see,
you doing, bro?
I saw some of this. I didn't see the whole thing, but I did see most of it. Whenever they start calling out the entire locker room, and then I went to the Reddit. I went to Reddit to go to the Raw discussion. Someone mentioned Riddle with the slippers, and I was just like, "Was what? What did I miss?" And
It was in the middle of a
yesterday-
smoke session in the back and didn't know
Yeah.
what to do. So, but it was,
Um,
and then Triple H was like, "Oh, if y'all don't stop fighting, then the fight's gonna be off." And then Brock Lesnar, I liked the little line of, "I only come to Texas to fight." You know, he obviously likes Texas for a good reason. I mean,
of course.
who doesn't love Texas?
Exactly.
Except for
That's why everyone
Kevin Owens.
everyone's trying to move here, man. Get out of here. We
Right.
need our space, man. Following it
And-
up, it's Seth Rollins versus Austin Theory.
With his new hair.
Oh yeah, the blonde. And I heard that he was getting cheered as a face. Which
Yeah,
is,
he was the babyface in that match.
I mean, it's the Theory. I mean, no one really.
But that's
At the
also
moment.
a good thing if you
Yeah.
think about it, because that's what they want Theory to be. And I kind of feel like
Exactly.
Seth Rollins is. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like Seth is kind of turning into the anti-hero type babyface in a sense, where he's not really a babyface, but he's a babyface
Yeah.
because people interact with his. I mean, they sing his entrance. You know, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but
He could also be that like self-absorbed kind of guy. Like, of course, he likes hearing his music coming from the audience, meaning he loves the attention and all. But hey,
we got Cody
whatever-
though. We don't need another one of those guys.
we just need Cody back. Oh wait, speaking of which. Oh wait, maybe I'm wrong. Oh wait, I am wrong. Never mind. I thought he came back this past week.
Fuck no, I would have been messaging you.
Which is, I was gotta say, that's true. Following it up, we have the Roman Reigns appearance. This one I actually caught one time, like a small segment, which is
Mm-hmm.
when Reigns Superman punched Miz.
Mm-hmm. And they started talking to the camera.
Yeah. So why did the Miz come out?
He came out to, like, I think, try to cut a deal with Roman. Like, he would help him with Logan Paul if Roman would watch his back with Dexter Loomis.
Oh,
And basically he was saying, like, you know, it's true. He's got those metal pins in his hand that can make him knock you out. And then Roman's point by knocking the Miz out was, why is everybody talking about how he can knock me out? Like, nobody's going to knock me out. I knock people out. This is my show. That's, you know, the beauty of Roman came out in that segment after he knocked the Miz out and started screaming at the camera, you know, this is my show. I'm done being humble. You know, the type of stuff we like to hear from Roman. So, which I also do understand. I don't like that they keep harping on the fucking shit with Logan Paul about how he can knock him out.
Mm-hmm.
I
That's true. So we might likely see a squash on Saturday, but that'll be cool. You know, it could be. It could
We'll
be a
see.
squash.
we'll see.
It could be just Reigns completely taking over with Logan, keeping
Right.
keep kicking out every time, but he has like no offense on Reigns whatsoever. We're going by fast. Up next, Priest versus Anderson.
This was actually probably the best match of the night. I mean, besides Theory and Rollins. I mean,
Of
Theory and Rollins obviously is going to be great, but
yeah.
this one had a great story. It was kind of typical Judgment Day shtick, but I love watching Carl Anderson in the ring. That dude can work his ass off. Like, I don't think he gets enough credit, man. He is a hell of a fucking worker. And, of course, Rhea Ripley keeps making her presence known, you know, so that Obviously, there's going to be some kind of reinforcements for them at Crown Jewel, probably woman wise, but I'm not sure who that's going to be.
We'll talk about that later.
And
When we get
Anderson beat
to
Priest, so
hey,
it was
you know what?
it was actually pretty cool.
And then a huge brawl ensues, and
Yep,
JD stands tall.
because they don't have a woman, and Rhea Ripley's their wild card.
hmm Like I said, we're gonna talk about that in a little bit. Following it up, Omos versus backstage with MVP, and I mean, like
Yeah,
like the Braun Strowman segment, just talk about how big they are.
blah blah blah.
JBL and Baron Corbin talks how great Texas
Corbin.
is, blaming Snowflakes for ruining it, and
He's
then
right.
the modern day wrestling god. Honestly, when he said
And
that, though, when he came back and he said that, I was like, oh, I did not
yeah,
know I missed that shit, man.
right.
I did not know I missed him yelling, proclaiming as the wrestling god. Of course. Okay, Arthur came out and got the end of days. All right. Oh, this one
Yep.
I saw this. Oh no, I did. Wait, you wrote Riddle versus Otis. Was it? Was it really Riddle? I thought it was his. I thought it was. Oh yeah, you're right.
It was
is.
Riddle just as Ezekiel.
You
It
know
was
what?
funny.
I saw a little bit of the match and I thought it was supposed to be Warrior. And then
Yeah, that's what a lot of people said.
then I saw the color and I was like, wait, who's that guy's name? Ezekiel. It's Zeke. Zeke the Freak. That was pretty
And
cool.
then Gable and Otis were fucking
Patrick,
Chippendale
yeah.
from SNL. Oh my god, dude!
They
And
were
people, Otis is good too, man. Like him and
underrated.
Gable are just too underrated. I mean,
Alpha Academy is really underrated at the moment, dude.
yeah,
They're
whole
so good together. Holy fuck, I love Alpha Academy. And of course, I do
yeah.
feel like they need to get back in the tag title scene, but at the same time, they're doing great job. They're of course they're jobbers at the moment, but like you said earlier, they need tag jobbers at the same time.
And I'm sure
And
they're not complaining because they don't always wrestle and they're still getting paid to appear. So I'm sure they're
exactly,
not. Yeah,
exactly. And both Otis and Gable, they're both great in the ring. Of course.
oh yeah.
Shorty G's my fave.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. That's like memory unlocked, dude.
I don't. I keep hearing people call him Shorty G, so I looked up who Shorty G was, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's Gable with long hair."
It was his gimmick. It was his gimmick for a while.
Yeah,
Where they called him Shorty G.
I think it was the first gimmick in NXT, right? Was it NXT or main roster?
No, his main roster. When he was in NXT, he was basically the same character he is now, but with Jason Jordan as American Alpha. See, and that's where they got Alpha Academy.
Sucks
So,
that
but yes,
he
Jason
wasn't
Jordan's done.
No, I was gonna say sucks that Chad Gable isn't Kurt Angle's son. But anyway,
Yeah.
like I said, I really like the segment. Chad Gable and Otis completely underrated in terms of tag titles. Really entertaining, really talented. Especially Gable, in my opinion. Of course.
Oh yeah.
With Otis bringing back I believe I don't know what he calls it, but the worm.
Yeah, the worm.
The worm comes back to his signature. I don't think he ever used it during his serious run, where he wasn't really a comedic character yet.
Right.
But as a face, that was his finisher, I believe. Following it up is The Miz versus Ali.
Typical match, and then Loomis distracted the Miz, and then Ali super kicks him, hits the 450 splash for the win, and that was pretty much it for that segment. It just led into the Johnny Gargano 60-minute spoof.
Okay,
that was great.
I was gonna ask. I thought it was gonna be Rollins versus Ali, but I guess they're gonna run through Theory first. Do you think?
No, I think it's going to end up being Rollins. I think that this week's Raw was more so pushing Crown Jewel stuff and putting like the Seth and like some of the smaller feuds on the back burner.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like they obviously like kept going with the Miz and Loomis thing
Mm-hmm. Yep.
and the tag, but everything else is kind of centered around pushing
That's
Crown
true.
Jewel.
Yeah, you have the
So
Lashley versus Lesnar, Damage Control versus whatever Bianca's team is called, Omos versus Damien, Judgment Day versus OC. Yeah, yeah. Whatever's already established is what they're focusing on a lot.
yeah,
Um,
so
Tell me about this 60-minute spoof.
so it's basically Byron Saxton interviewing Johnny in a 60-minute style interview, and then they do the reenactments where Johnny is playing Indy Hartwell and Dexter Loomis, and he's got like long.
I gotta see this.
I'm sorry, you have to watch it. It is fucking hilarious, dude. And he's basically saying that the Miz is paying Loomis to fake attack him to get him attention and on-screen time. And then he asks him, and then Byron Saxton asks him, well, if that was the case, then why didn't he help him beat Bobby Lashley? And Johnny Gargano was like, but it's Bobby Lashley. Like, the Miz isn't beating Bobby Lashley. Come on, man. Like, it's storytelling. Just hilarious, man. And there was also a soundbite of the Miz talking to Loomis about how you just take my money and do what I say, that type of shit. So,
okay.
But it was it was really well done.
Okay.
Yeah, it was actually the Miz's voice, but obviously you don't hear Dexter Loomis on the other side. No, it's the Miz's voice. No, it's the Miz's voice.
I mean, like Loomis part. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the Loomis part. He doesn't talk.
Never know.
He doesn't talk.
You'll never.
He doesn't talk. And that's the thing is like in the interaction, the phone call between the Miz and Loomis, Miz is just talking and Loomis doesn't say anything because he doesn't speak.
Mm-hmm.
So, very good segment.
All right, and ending Monday Night Raw is the tag titles match between Bliss and Asuka versus Kai and Sky.
Very shocking.
I watched like what 5 minutes of the end, and I was really surprised that they gave the titles to them. So that means only I actually thought Bianca Banks and Naomi will walk out once again, but whenever that time comes, I guess one day, much like Cody returning to AEW, we'll see Naomi and Banks return.
Did you
in
say?
WWE.
Hold on a second. You said Cody's going to return to AEW?
No, much like how Cody returns to AEW, which he hasn't. Exactly.
And he's not going to.
Exactly.
I bet you AEW is not even. Yeah, okay, so I see what you're saying, but I took it the wrong way. I was like, what the fuck is this guy saying to me right now?
I know. I knew you heard it the wrong way. I need the attention. Call me the Miss. But yes. So moving on from Raw, we're gonna go to Crown Jewel because from what it looks like with this tag title switch, Bailey might win. You know, what do you think?
That's what everybody's saying.
Because it's literally the last woman standing. It's the final shot for Damage Control. And, I mean, it makes... I mean, it would have been great if all three had the belts. But, oh, wait. They actually are putting Bliss and Asuka versus Damage Control as well? I thought that was just a... Okay, never mind. I guess that was a very last-minute addition.
It was announced, I think, like yesterday. Something like that.
Okay, that makes sense because I remember. I don't remember where I saw it, but someone mentioned it. And I was just like, "Wait, what? They just had the match this Monday." I'm sorry, my nose is running. So if I sound sick,
you better catch it.
Exactly. All right. So Crown Jewel. That was my whole question with the tag champs. I thought I was surprised by the fact that they decided to announce the match super last minute, so that's pretty cool. Of course, let's start it off. Okay, so I mean, obviously, everyone knows that Bray Wyatt's gonna show up to Crown Jewel. Um, why do you think he's gonna? How do you want him to appear in Crown Jewel? Do you just want to have him appear and do a segment or promo? Because what I'm thinking is he's gonna appear during Reigns' title match, not to cause him, just to distract him, but still Logan. I mean, come on, it's Logan Paul. He's not gonna win, no matter what. And I think he's just there to announce to Roman that, hey, you never pinned me. You pinned Braun. Maybe not verbatim, but you know what I mean.
Or he doesn't show up in any match, shows up between a match, and just does another cryptic ass promo. Or this is where I think maybe he shows up during Drew versus Karrion Kross. Maybe ends up in the steel cage somehow.
Go after Cross. Well, I guess he could start his okay, so with that, I feel like Cross will lose, but Bray comes out, recruits him for the Wyatt Six, or whatever.
Or Karrion Kross is already part of the Wyatt Six, and he's doing Bray's bidding by fucking with Drew.
I mean, isn't
Do
Bray?
you remember the car wreck?
Yeah.
And the fact that Drew came out from the locker room, he wasn't in the truck that crashed into Karrion Kross.
Yeah.
He wasn't there. He came out from the locker room and attacked Karrion Kross. So maybe they're already working in cahoots, right? I don't know. Or he could show up in the Omos. I mean, I don't know. See, that's what we were talking about last week. It's like, I don't know what he's going to do.
But isn't Bray Wyatt at the moment the top babyface for SmackDown?
Yeah, probably.
So
I mean, unless you consider Drew McIntyre the top babyface, or
I heard
is Bray even really a babyface?
True.
I know Drew's number 2.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. That's where I don't know, because we hear that he's number 2, but the number 1 babyface. But what if he's really not a babyface?
True.
What if he is just a fucking monster?
Shows up or one of other Bray Wyatt's characters shows up. Oh, excuse me.
Or we finally know who Uncle Howdy is. That might be what it is. It's a segment between the two, and we find out who that is.
Mm-hmm. Moving on from you know what we were just talking about Cross. McIntyre versus Cross, steel cage. I am surprised they're doing steel cage, but I feel like Scarlett will still find a way to cheat out Drew. Cheat with? Trying to find the right word. Yeah. There we go. Cheat him out.
That's right. Yeah.
There we go. I was going down the list, but steel cage, great stipulation since Cross is always getting interference from Scarlett. But much like I said, how would Scarlett place into this situation with this stipulation? We don't know until Saturday. Who do you think will win? Do you think Cross has to win?
No, I don't think he has to win. And seeing that's where WWE, even after Vince left, is all about the 50-50 shit and the rubber match shit. So I could see where Drew wins and they go for a third fucking match, like a trilogy between the two.
Mm-hmm.
But if they really want to establish Cross, have him win. Even if Scarlett helps him, have him win. Drew really isn't going to lose anything, and he should take some time off anyways, in my opinion. So I don't know. I don't think he has to win, but I would like to see Cross go over just because I really like the guy.
Okay.
So
and
I don't really like Drew. So.
And just jumping in the middle here, congrats to newlyweds, Sheamus and his beloved wife, for celebrating their wedding. Last
explains why he was written off TV.
Yeah. Apparently, oh my gosh, I'm blanking out the names. Rollins and Becky were there. Claudio slash Cesaro
was
were
there.
as along with Drew, the best part of the groom. With there was another one. There was another one that I was surprised that was there. I guess it was Seth.
I have no idea.
There were many of them. Oh, Miro and Lana. I know him.
The only time he's been seen in months.
All right.
The only time Miro's been seen in months.
It's with right next to the form. I'm surprised they never made they never include him with the. Did they had the League of Nations? Show,
yeah.
Right. And
and Miro was part of that.
Oh, okay, never mind it. Who was it? Who else was there?
Yeah.
Sheamus.
It was Rusev, Sheamus, Drew, and Cesaro.
That makes sense.
Pretty formidable.
Yeah. Sounds pretty badass too, honestly.
Yeah.
Moving on, we talked about it already. Tag team match between Alexa Bliss, Asuka, against Kai and Sky.
What do you think happens there? Do you think they got to retain, right?
They have to, because what was the point of the loss this past Monday? It won't make sense.
And this is where you were talking about earlier about Sasha. I could see possibly where Sasha and Naomi come back here.
I mean, it is gonna be a big thing too. So
and a lot of money.
Exactly, big draw, for sure. So, and I mean, it doesn't really matter who wins or lose, and because if Sasha and Naomi comes back, they can just do the opposite. They can be as face, they can be as heels.
Yeah, or they can just lay everybody out. So
and have a triple threat tag team champion, undisputed, because they technically never lost. They just dropped them.
Right. True. We could go the AEW route with that one.
Yeah, eliminate.
But I do think that if nobody shows up, you got to have Asuka and Bliss retain, unless.
Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't make sense for losing their titles this past month.
Yeah, because then it would just devalue them more than they already are.
Yeah.
So,
And Bliss and Asuka are already like a random ass team.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
I mean, Dakota and Io are as well, but at least they're part of the same faction.
See, this is where, though, like, it would make more sense if you had Io and Asuka together and Dakota and Alexa together.
Yeah, I can.
Because then it would kind of, like, but, I don't know. I like Damage Control at first, but it's starting to get a little tired.
I'm just curious where they're gonna go next after the whole segment with Bliss, Asuka, and Belair. I know, because we already know where Belair is gonna go, and that's probably going to fight or feud with what's her face,
Nikki.
Yeah, Nikki Cross. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to change my camera because I was blurry for a second. But anyway, moving up, we have Braun Strowman versus Omos.
Ooh.
See,
I'll let you go first.
This is gonna if Omos wins this, it's a big stock for him.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if Braun will lose big stock as well, but I mean, in my opinion, I don't think he will lose much since he's not really doing much anyway. But if Braun wins this, what does he have? I mean, he could be the monster among monsters. That's his name anyway, or nickname anyway. So I guess they have to give it to Braun, right? I mean, like I said, Omos isn't really doing anything. Omos is the only one that benefits from this match when it comes to stock, and I don't think they're gonna, bring back Braun just to job to Omos. So I'm not sure where they're going with this. I
think that Braun goes over, and another reason why I think Braun goes over is because the way that physical altercation went with Omos just shoving him out of the ring like it was nothing.
Yeah.
That leads me to believe that Braun's going to come out Saturday and not run over him, but kick his ass.
I want to see
And
Braun
I also
powerbomb Omos.
mm,
That will be that will be.
do you think? Do you think he can? Do you think he can do it?
That's why I want to see him. You know, if he can,
I know, right?
I want to see it. But I
Because
won't
he
be
kind of
surprised if he
struggled
can.
with Otis a little bit. He struggled with Otis a little bit.
That's true.
So,
But Omos
man,
is not bigger here. He's bigger in length, not
and weight, but
and
weight.
weight,
So,
true. But Braun might have a better grip or something to help.
yeah, no, and that's where I'm
and
not gonna,
Omos might be able to actually lift himself up as well.
right, and
Help him
I'm not
out a
going to
bit.
deny Braun anything because that guy is
Yeah,
a freak
he's
of
huge.
nature, and I hope he doesn't lose because I love the guy, and
Yeah.
I was happy when he came back, and that would make no sense
To
for
come
him to,
back
like
and
you said, to
job-
come back and job for
job to
Omos,
Omos.
unless there's going to be something going with Bray where, like, he jobs for Omos, and then Bray shows up and is like, "Look what you've turned into
And
since you left me."
much like with Cross, he recruits. Well, my theory with Cross
Maybe.
in a way recruits him to whatever faction Bray Wyatt's brewing.
If he's brewing a faction, so we have no idea.
exactly,
And that's beautiful.
Everything here is just straight up theories.
Not us.
I'm not that creative, so I don't know what's
Well,
going
yeah.
on with Bray Wyatt's mind.
In here, I'm going with Braun over
Yeah.
almost.
I believe
Omos.
that.
I'm going with Braun.
And if
Yeah.
Braun loses, I mean, like I said, which is not gonna happen, Bray Wyatt can still come down and say, "Hey, join me." Blah 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 blah. Following that
Or-
up is let's hear it.
Or we could get a double count out. Omos smashes Braun through a table, or they beat the shit out of each other and they're knocked out on the outskirts of the fucking ring, and
Break another
double count out.
barricade.
Yeah, who knows? Break the ring? Who knows?
Break the ring. Anyway, following that up is another tag match, but this time with 6 people. The OC versus the Judgment Day. So we already know that this feud is gonna head to Survivor Series War Games. It has to. But who do you think will win this one? So Edge lost.
I think Judgment Day goes over this one.
You think so?
And then, yes, and I think then the OC gets the win back at Survivor Series.
For me, I would
Is
say
it-
the opposite. Because
Why?
Rhea. They won't have Rhea this. They don't have a female wrestler against Rhea, and by the time the War Games shows up, if Triple H allows it to have 3 guys and a girl making somewhat of an intergender match, they still have that battle, or like that match against Rhea, which I believe I would love for Beth to come back. Edge can sit at home this time. He can sit at home, watch the kids while Beth does the work. But at the same time, it doesn't really make sense for her to join the OC.
But then who does it make sense to join the OC?
Exactly.
Nobody.
Because the OC for everyone is just Carl, AJ, and Luke. So,
But that's where I'm going to hit you with this one, okay? Since Rhea's not really in this match, what I see happening is that she tries to get involved. Boom, somebody's music hits, comes out, levels Rhea, and then the OC gets the win. And then they come back, Survivor Series, 4-on-4, 5-on-5, whatever. And that's when the Judgment Day gets their win back. That's why I see it that way.
who do you think is gonna level Rhea at the moment?
I mean, who do I want? I want Charlotte to do it.
I
Truthfully,
I was gonna say, who do you want and who
and
do
I
you
also
likely
got my
see?
shit backwards. I originally predicted that the OC was going to lose at Crown Jewel and then get their win back at Survivor Series. So I fucked myself up. So
We pretty much have the
fucked
same
myself
vision anyway. We
yeah,
pretty much
but
have
anyways,
the same idea.
I hope it's Charlotte. It could be some crazy off the wall Tegan Knox shit, or it could be that Edge and Beth come back, and then Judgment Day somehow gets a fifth member. You know, there's a lot of different ways it can go. But I don't want Edge to come back until like he needs to actually take some time off.
Yeah, give the man a rest. But then
we have too much going on.
Mm-hmm. But I will just go ahead and say this. I don't think it will be Flair right away because we gotta see that. Well, do we have to see it or do we gotta see it? But I feel like with Ronda's open challenge, that's just them saying Charlotte's bound to come back. And
or you know what, it could be Emma could be part of the OC. I don't fucking know.
Maybe, maybe. Because I only say Charlotte goes to the open challenge because I feel like if he needs like some sort of a storyline, the title needs to be on the line or in the picture anyway. I don't really just see her feuding because someone badmouth some sort of a title anyway, not because she had that NXT title match a few years back.
Oh shit! Here comes Andrade and Charlotte.
But man, Andrade's back on TV for a bit. I think was he?
Remember because he got in the fight with Sammy. They kicked him off TV. He was supposed to have that loser leaves town type match, and then I haven't seen anything about him.
Well, guess who's the loser, and guess who has to leave town. But anyway, moving on to another tag match between the Usos versus the Brawling Brutes. Who do you think will? I mean, it's not
the Usos.
Questions. Yeah, exactly.
I don't think any. See, that's where like with the Crown Jewel shit, you can almost guarantee that none of the titles are going to change hands.
Yeah, I was on to my coworker about this, and he was like, man, is there really a match that you really want to see? I was like, Lesnar versus Lashley. I was like, okay, I'll give you that one. But the other one he mentioned was that was the Cross versus McIntyre match. Other than that, I
want to see that and Omos versus Braun too. I want to see what happens between them two. I mean, anytime you have two ginormous human beings fighting each other, I mean, you want to see what happens.
Yeah.
So there's like 3.
Ooh. Oh, I thought
it was close.
Got hit. It was a foul. I thought someone got I thought someone got hit in the face.
He's dead on the field. They're stretching him out. Oh God! It's MLB WWE cross promotion. What the fuck?
Following that, so moving. I was gonna move on from this, but I have a question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you think since Sheamus is, I guess, feuding with Solo, and the Usos brawl against Brawling Brutes, do you think they're gonna add a 4th member to the Brawling Brutes? So you have Sheamus, and the I don't know if he's still considered as Butch or Pete Dunne, and Rich Holland. I feel like
the only person that I could see that would help them would be Drew McIntyre, because nobody else would really make much sense, right?
Yeah.
I mean, unless it's like JD McDonough or whatever. Do
you think if McIntyre joins the Brawling Brutes, do you think he'll be going up against Reigns again? Or would it be just like, oh, hey, here's the 4th guy again? I mean,
I don't know. I don't really think that a 4th guy joins the Brutes. I just think it's going to be like, because obviously Sheamus ain't going to be there because he's going to be on a honeymoon most likely. So,
but we don't know. They probably like, hey, big money.
Yeah, take your fucking honeymoon in the desert over here, where there's like a nuclear war about to break out.
I mean, they could always, move it up again. Move it up.
But anyways, like, I don't think so. I think it's just going to be the Usos are going to run over the Brutes, and then probably go back to feuding with the New Day.
I hope it's not like what was it, last year's tag match between the Usos and the Raiders, where the Raiders literally got squashed. They got destroyed outside the ring on their way to the ring by the Usos, and then voila, end of the match.
Or something happens and the Usos don't even show up. I mean, because they can't or whatever, for whatever reason. Because that's kind of weird that they weren't able to show up at the last show because of their legal problems, and now all of a sudden they can show up. So maybe something weird happens. I don't know. But I think that if the Usos are there, they're going to run over the Brutes and they're just going to move on to the next.
Yeah.
The next story.
But then again, who knows? Maybe they continue the Solo versus Sheamus stuff. But we'll
maybe
see. Maybe it's a big maybe. It's a big maybe. But
I just don't see that happening because I feel like he's going to take some time off because they mentioned his injury on TV, and when they did that with Edge, Edge was off for at least like a few weeks to a month, right? So we're going on week 2 that Sheamus is gone, so he's still got another like 2 weeks probably.
Yeah, he probably they'll probably use that time. Like, hey, he's injured. But I don't think they will continually move on. You know, they probably have like backstage segments or the Brutes calling out the Usos. But that'll be pretty much it. They'll probably have like a singles match here and there, or you know, the Usos will, or the Brutes will have a match and then the Usos will join in and, you know, cost them the match or whatever. But moving on to the top 3 with 2 of them I'm actually kind of looking forward to. Starting off with Lesnar versus Lashley. Now this is a big, meaty man slapping big, meaty man. As Biggie would put it.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a slobber knocker. I kind of sometimes this kind of match I wish there was a stipulation, you know, but this is gonna be good. This is gonna be really.
This is one of those matches that I've talked about, kind of like Seth versus Riddle's fight pit that could use blood.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like they could really use blood.
And we know and we know Lesnar probably went up to Triple H, but like, hey, man to man, can I use blood?
I'm gonna hard way his ass. Or they both went up there and are like, let's do it the hard way. You know what I mean? Like, he's going to elbow me in the forehead. Yeah. You know, like he did to Randy Orton.
Yeah, I was about to mention when you said pull out the elbow. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be that is definitely going to be my match of the night. Hopefully it's not like Royal Rumble this past year, you know, where someone interferes. I want
Who do you think wins?
Either one, but I would give it to Lashley because he's been working, whereas Lesnar is a part timer, you know. But I can see them giving it to Lesnar. I mean, it doesn't really matter to me. All I really care about is the match itself. But I can see if I have a say, I guess I'll give it to Lashley. My vote goes to Lashley.
Yeah, I kind of agree, and I also agree. But the only thing that kind of makes me double take is the segments they've had. Like the first fight that they had, Lashley got the upper hand and like beat the shit out of Brock. And a lot of times when they do those segments, the person who gets the shit kicked out of them is the one who wins the match in the long run. Mm-hmm. But I would like to see Lashley go over. I definitely would. But then where do they go from there with Lashley though? Does he go back to feuding for the fucking U.S. title? Does he go to SmackDown and start going for the Intercontinental title against Gunther? That'd be kind of crazy.
My friend said he wants Lesnar versus Gunther, and I'm like, oh, buddy, I would love that.
I don't know if anybody's
no one's ready for that, but I would love it.
You know something? So, speaking of Lesnar, I saw someone online that legitimately was defending the fact that Jake Paul could beat Brock Lesnar in a boxing match.
Man, Brock will fold him like a fucking fold.
Brock would beat the shit out of 99.999% of the human race.
Shit, dude. Tell them watch this match and see if they still have the same fucking opinion after this match, man.
Oh, well, it's fixed. It's fixed. WWE's rigged. It's like, okay, dude. Like, I want you to go to fucking Saskatchewan, find Brock Lesnar, Tell his ass, hey man, like I think Jake Paul can beat your ass because wrestling's
Here,
fake, and then see what happens to you. You will be ground up like a fucking deer.
your head is gonna be above ground while the rest of your body is buried underneath.
No, your head's gonna be ripped off your body while the rest of your body parts are scattered across his property. So,
Feeding the bears. Feeding the bears.
you know, it's just but yeah, I am really excited to see the Lesnar versus Lashley match. It's probably him. This match and the Omos and Braun match are my top two, but I really do want Lashley to go over because that's my boy. So.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I've been a fan of Lashley since I was a kid.
And he hasn't aged. I mean, he's exactly the same. He hasn't aged,
honestly, exactly. Lesnar, I mean, I became a fan of Lesnar. Like, I didn't see him during the early days. I thought bringing back Lesnar in 2014 was a mistake. But but seeing him having a goofy ass time as this cowboy shit, I'm a fan of this guy. I just didn't like how monstrous his heel was back in 2014 onwards. 2012, 2011, and when he came back for his second run, that's when I was like,
that was fun, dude. What are you talking about? Like,
I mean,
he was beating the shit out of Cena and everything. Like that was fun.
No, not that one. When he won the titles, either title, how monstrous his heel and how repetitive his matches against.
Well, that started when he came back and beat John. So that's I don't know. I've always loved Brock, and also part of it's because I played SmackDown Here Comes the Pain when I was a kid, and Brock Lesnar was on the cover. So I've always liked Brock Lesnar.
I'm a SmackDown versus Raw guy.
I know you're a noob. I know. I love SmackDown versus Raw too. I like SmackDown versus Raw too.
The 2006, really going 06 and 07 were like the best, in my opinion.
If we're really going back, my favorite wrestling game was WCW Nitro on the fucking N64.
That's hilarious because my coworker mentioned that today. He was saying that game was. I've seen No Mercy. Man, could you believe back then we'll be like, man, the graphics look so great. But now you look at it, it's like, who the fuck is that Taker? Or is that Edge or Christian?
I play PS4 games, and I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? You know what I mean? Like, it is crazy.
Imagine PC gaming, man. Every time I blink, it's a brand new character. But nothing happened. Anyway, moving on to the Raw Women's Championship match with Bianca Belair and Bayley.
Last woman
standing. That I'm kind of, I wouldn't say worried, but I guess you can say anxious to see how the people, if they're gonna go in the crowd. Yeah.
I wouldn't worry too much about it. I mean, the women, when they've been there before, they've been...
But within the crowd, not just like performing for the crowd.
Well,
you know how extreme some people are.
Yeah, I know, but if there was that extreme, they wouldn't even let the women perform.
Extreme Rules match.
And plus, also too, I mean, they may not even go into the crowd. They may not even need. They don't really need to.
Yeah,
you know. They could replace that with like locker room stuff or just
arena,
around the
best type of live wrestling. Honestly, what was it? I never understood like brawling the arena and then you go and watch it live, and it's like you're watching on the TV anyway. But I mean, like it's cool to come across them and like coming out of a bathroom and you see wrestlers just like literally throw shit at each other in the hallway. We're like, oh fuck!
Yeah, what the hell happened? Is this on? Is this actually being filmed? Like,
and you were like, is this real? I just took a shit. What the fuck did I miss?
Right?
But yeah, it's but like we don't know. They could go into the, if they're feeling pretty ballsy, they can get into the audience, but like you said, it's not really needed. People will chant for tables. We'll get the tables. We might even get the ladder spot again. If Bayley's
who wins?
Enough.
Bayley wins, right?
Has to. Has to, because I mean, one, it's a last woman standing. Two, the rest damage control needs. They just came back and they've been Bailey has been losing. I mean, she won this the last match with Belair, but still, I feel like they need something since the Kai and Sky lost the tag championships.
I agree.
Bailey has to win. Bailey has to go over.
I agree.
But it will. Would it? But then who's Bel? Oh well, Belair does have Nikki Cross to feud with, so Nikki might even interrupt the match or intervene.
Maybe.
Run in and give help Bailey get the win. Hey, and from then on, Banks might come out, challenges Bailey for the title, or at least acknowledges Bailey with the title, and be like, "Bring it!" And then that's
or Becky or Charlotte
Becky.
or
I don't know. I know. I understand you love Charlotte, but I feel like, blue looks good on her. Blue over red.
Yeah, but she hasn't done as much on Raw as she has on SmackDown, so
that's true. But I feel like she's you know how it's like there are some stars are just look better in specific shows. I feel like
like the Undertaker looked better on SmackDown.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's so awkward seeing him in Raw. That's pretty much me with Charlotte. I feel like she fits better with the SmackDown because, in my opinion, she looks better in blue than red.
I agree.
But then again,
I feel you there. I just want her back, man. Like I just want Charlotte back.
Maybe didn't they have like vignettes? However, I can never remember how to say it right.
No, vignettes. They have not had any vignettes.
But they had
about
one
Charlotte,
before, right? They had one.
I don't remember.
I remember
unless it was just like the Cody Rhodes thing, where it's just showcasing Charlotte, but not really saying she's coming back.
Yeah, they were showcasing Charlotte, but yeah, okay, that was pretty much it.
But
anyway, moving on. Bailey wins. Moving up to the Universal Championship match between Reigns and Logan Paul. Obviously, we know who is gonna be, but apparently, Jake Paul is gonna be in town, so he might help out his brother. The Usos might intervene. Solo might super kick him to oblivion. I'm about it, but we don't know.
The only thing, here's what could happen. The only
I just don't want Jake in the match or be involved.
No. Now the only thing I can think of is that it leads to maybe like a tag team match between Logan and Jake and the Usos. Later down the line, I don't want Jake Paul anywhere near my fucking TV screen, just like I didn't want Logan Paul. I just don't. And I will straight up tell you this right now, that if somehow Logan Paul beats Roman Reigns, I will not watch WWE.
Oh.
I will stop doing this podcast. I will stop watching WWE. I'll stop watching wrestling. I'll watch Impact every fucking week until the belts are off of Logan Paul. Ooh. Now, I was talking to Olivia about this earlier, and this is something that I thought about and it actually would be a good story, even though I don't want it, is Logan Paul winning the titles and then Cody coming along and saving us from the Paul brothers.
Hey. That could work.
But I don't want Logan Paul to, and I'm like putting it out there, I will stop watching wrestling if Logan Paul wins. I'll stop watching WWE.
There we go.
Still don't watch AEW. I'm not watching AEW no matter what happens, but I'll watch Impact instead, okay? So that's what I'll do.
There we go. Big bets on the line.
Yep.
Oh, we have one on base.
Yeah, Altuve got a hit, and then it looks like Bregman might have just gotten hit by a pitch. Yeah, he got hit by a pitch. So it's first and second.
Spoilers. I'm literally like 30 seconds behind. But anyway, yeah, I agree. Putting the titles on Logan is awkward. It's weird. It's gonna be bad. But I like. Well, of course, it's my idea. But I like how my idea earlier where Reigns, after that promo he did in Raw, how he's not gonna be humble anymore. Like Logan will keep kicking out, keeps kicking out for every pin. But every time he kicks out, Roman gets more pissed, does more things, gets DQ'd. So technically Logan will win, but due to the DQ, he doesn't get the title. And Roman is just bashing and bashing and bashing him on with the steel stairs.
Here's a fun little twist to what your idea is. I like your idea. And I also like this idea too. Where Roman's beating the shit out of Logan. Logan won't kick out. He won't give up. Here comes Jake. He throws in the white towel. Then Jake and Logan start getting pissed at each other. And we got brother versus brother in WWE. Now that I wouldn't mind seeing. Could actually,
because there's no title.
You could also actually get Logan Paul over on me if he beat the shit out of his brother. Then I would be like, okay, like
a Hell in a Cell match.
No.
The first match is Hell in a Cell match, followed by First Blood, then Extreme Rules.
Oh my gosh, that'd be cool.
But yeah,
or just that would be a cool little storyline to throw in there.
Yeah,
but that's why I also said what I said, because I don't see Logan Paul winning the belts, and if he does, if he does, I will stop watching.
It's gonna be a massive blow on WWE stock, as not just business wise, but like fan base. A lot of people already complain about PG era and Thunderdome era, and putting I feel like with this, I feel like everyone will turn on Triple H. He's been doing great too. He's been doing great for the past.
And that's why I don't see it happening. But like I said, I threw it out there. If it does, if Roman gets hurt during the match and they have to call an audible or whatever, that's one thing. But if he flat out wins, yes, I will stop watching.
If
WWE.
They have to call an audible, they might have to call in one of the brothers,
right?
To literally come in and cost a match.
Right.
Which is fine. We're fine. We're fine.
Just as long as Logan doesn't leave the desert with a fucking title, I'm happy.
I was gonna say, Logan also has a match the month after on December, so I'm pretty sure they're not gonna go overboard with Logan either.
Unless hey, we'll put the title on him and then he'll go win a boxing match.
I mean, damn.
Right, I know. See, that's the type of shit that goes through my head.
The WWE Championship belts on one arm and then the boxing belt on his actual waist. Oh my god. That'll be something. That'll be massive.
Ain't happening. Yeah. If they didn't do that with Brock Lesnar, they ain't doing it with that fucker.
Oh yeah. But here's my next question for that. What do you think which match is gonna be the first match, the opening match, and which one is gonna be the main event?
Obviously, I'm pretty sure that Roman versus Logan's gonna be the main event. The only other match I could see being the main event would be Lashley versus Lesnar. Opening.
I was about to say, I feel like the Women's Championship can be the main event. Obviously, the Universal will be the main event, but I can see Belair versus Bayley as also being either, if not main event, definitely an opening. No,
I see the Women's Championship opening. I see the Women's Championship the opener.
I guess because if you look at they need to make sure it flows right, dude. You're right. Mm-hmm. So having a good start can hype up the crowd. I'd say follow it up with OC or the Brawling Brutes.
I would see the Brawling Brutes or the Brawling Brutes or even Braun versus Omos.
Okay.
To follow up.
All right. Then that's when they're gonna bring in like a little bit more. So it'll be the Cross versus or OC. If it's not the second match, the OC versus Judgment Day will be the third match, or Karrion Kross versus McIntyre. Then following that, of course, they gotta put the Women's Tag Champs match somewhere. like I said, to
Flow it.
this is me thinking like a Booker T.
Like you're playing WWE 2K23 or whatever. Yeah.
Dude, honestly, that's I've been practicing, making sure my strategies are working out. I gotta make sure
That's
I
funny.
go because I am challenging you to GM mode.
You're gonna beat
50
my ass because I ain't played it since it's launched. So
50. I just, dude, it's actually they kind of buffed they made it a little bit harder, not overly harder, but towards like the end of the year, you lose fans.
Oh really?
Like massive amounts of fans. I was like
Oh
that.
jeez.
I was second place for like 20 weeks, and I was like, what the fuck? I don't think I'm gonna reach it. And then eventually I did eventually win. Obviously they're not gonna, I feel like if you're doing well throughout the year, they will give you the win at the end, unless you're like doing really bad. But but yeah, like the tag match will be what, fourth, fifth match. Lost.
See, I feel like okay. So the way that I like to look at match cards is, you want your cornerstone matches to be first, in the middle, and last, and then everything else fills it out, right? So the 3 cornerstone matches of this event are Bianca versus Bayley, Brock versus Lashley, and Roman versus Logan. So you go Bianca and Bayley, and as the opener, then 2 matches, 1 match, whatever. Like let's go Bianca and Bayley, then let's go Omos versus Braun, then the tag title match, the Usos versus the Brutes. Then you go Lashley versus Lesnar. Then after that you go the women's tag team match.
Okay.
Then you go McIntyre versus Cross, and then you finish it out with Roman and Paul. Oh shit, the OC. There's even one more. But the main 3, you have to look at the main 3 of the cornerstones of every pay-per-view. There's always 3 matches that are the cornerstones. And you can almost guarantee that those 3 will either be the opener, the middle, or the main event.
Yeah.
So, a little knowledge.
Okay.
From a mark.
We'll see. We'll see on Saturday.
It's just something I've noticed. Like,
although like
always
an
the
actual
hype.
Booker, I'm thinking like a 2K22 Booker. But anyway,
Well,
we'll see which one will work. Of course, we're not gonna play the whole 50-week thing. We're probably gonna play some, and then the next pay-per-view, which is a month away usually, will be the next session. Hopefully it comes out well.
See, I would like to see how many weeks we can get done in one session, because it would be cool to do like a full 52-week thing, and then like we do like 4 or 5 weeks every pay-per-view, and then come WrestleMania is when it's like our WrestleMania, right?
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
That would be cool. And then
we'll just have to see how it works out. Yeah. Oh God, no. We ain't going through 3 hours of a ladder match, okay? Like I'm not doing that.
That's like the best one, you like.
No.
Like you fall asleep, you wake up, and God damn it, one of them is still climbing the ladder.
Come on, New Day! Come on!
I think who were playing? I think I did. Oh no, I put all. I think I did. Another thing I did was I put all 3 under. The only 3 Undertakers that I have available in a triple threat match for the World Heavyweight Championship. And it's not even the WWE or the Universal Championship. It was the big gold. The one that looks beautiful to look at.
Who's the best Undertaker of them all?
Exactly. I think the one who won was a Teardrop Taker.
Sounds about right.
But yeah. Any big news when it comes to
well, Colt Cabana turned up in AEW with Jeff Jarrett.
Oh
so
yeah,
you got that.
The Slap Nuts showed up in AEW.
That was the big announcement, was Jeff Jarrett showing up in AEW. JEFFJARRETT.
I'm surprised. I mean, how many fucking promotions he's been in? He's been in WWE for a couple of weeks. He had his own what was it? Final match.
His own promotion and his own final match.
And now
Back
he's
in
an All Elite.
Impact.
He was he really an
Maybe
Impact?
that's what he's trying to do.
His
Maybe
final
he's
tour.
trying to do all maybe. I like Jeff Jarrett. People hate on that man for dumb shit, and I like that guy. He is a worker, dude.
He is a
That
straight up
dude
worker.
works his ass off.
If he's not
And
like main event title, but I don't see him as a main event guy, but I can see him as the like the U.S. like I'm speaking like the secondary champions in titles in WWE. He's like the U.S. or IC guy. You know, he can definitely hold those titles up high. If I don't know if he ever won them, but if he ever gets the hold of a title, it'll be on those two titles.
now, the big gorilla in the room, CM Punk, is he going to come back to WWE?
Triple H says never say never, but I don't want it, man. But it will be a big slap on the face on AEW if they did.
But the thing is, though, dude, is like, is there really a big? You've already gotten the biggest slap in the face that you can get, in my opinion. You took their
Cody.
executive vice president
But
away
having
from them.
two biggest slap on the face.
I don't know, man. I unless you're okay. So here's the deal: if you bring CM Punk back and feed his ass to Roman,
I was about to
fine.
say, I was about to say, job his ass to Roman.
Job his ass out. But I don't
that.
see him coming back to get jobbed out because he wasn't getting jobbed out in AEW. That's for goddamn sure. I mean, he was jobbing everybody else out, even though he looked like, and he's just not the same in the ring either. You know, like he's old.
Feed him to not feed him to Roman. Feed him to Rollins. Rollins
that would be fun. That would actually be kind of okay.
See, I mean, when it comes to Dream Match, that'll be one. Other than that, I don't really have anything else. Like, show him up with have a feud with Cody.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like you have
Cody.
You have CM Punk run through Seth, and then you have Cody run through Roman, and then what do you got? You got an AEW main event. Like you got CM Punk versus Cody.
And who could do better than
right?
Oh man, now that's a third slap in the face, man. Within a year. That would be amazing. That would be hilarious. Oh, my stream froze.
And then, and then the fact that Colt Cabana came back was the big news in AEW. And him and Chris Jericho took up the last 25 minutes AEW wrestling for a title that doesn't even have the AEW logo on it. So,
wait. Apparently he held
status quo at AEW.
I mean,
just a bunch of shit.
I was about to say. I mean, I'm liking. But I like the idea with Jericho's storyline at the moment, going through every Ring of Honor title champion. I mean, I like it, but it gives something else, for Ring of Honor. So I mean, did Samoa Joe ever hold that title? Okay, I guess I'll pay attention to that match, but I'm pretty sure he's not going.
Bro, Samoa Joe is like twice the size as he was the last time he was in WWE. My brother is just there for a paycheck. I don't want to see that poor match because I like Samoa Joe. I don't like Chris Jericho anymore. So I don't want Samoa Joe to have to stoop to that level, to be quite honest with you. Like, because he's just going to get beat by Chris Jericho.
That's true.
And Samoa Joe he was my favorite when I was growing up and TNA was on Spike. He was my favorite Spike, like, TNA wrestler, was Samoa Joe. And I always thought, like, man, this guy, why is he not in WWE? You know, like, why? Like, what is he doing?
And
then he got...
I was gonna say, I was gonna say, honestly, I don't remember where I heard or seen Joe for the first time. All I remember thinking was like, man, I want to see him perform, and I did, some of them at least. And then I was like, then that's when I was kind of surprised that he was at TNA back in the glory days of
man, TNA was so good back then, dude. Like, and people don't realize that if they would have kept going, I'm sorry, I'm going off on a tangent here, but People don't realize that in those early days of TNA, we're talking like when we were kids, like 2004, basically when Kurt Angle was there. If they would have kept that shit going before bringing in Eric Bischoff and Hulk Hogan, AEW wouldn't even be around. And Impact would have been number 2 to WWE, like a solid number 2. And then they brought in Bischoff and Hogan, and they completely fucked the whole show.
Yeah, I was watching, and they tried to go against WWE again, Monday Night Wars Part 2, and I was watching a doc over this too, and oh my god, the first episode with Hogan as GM or something, whatever, was all over the place. He was, getting cheered as a face, but he had a promo as a heel towards who? Who was it? Jarrett, right?
I think it was Jeff Jarrett or something like that, some shit like that.
Yeah.
And seeing you look at that shit, and then you look at what's going on in AEW, and it's basically the same shit. Since it's basically like Hogan and Bischoff are taking over AEW now. So
and I mean, I like Bischoff. Gave us, I like Raw when he was GM a lot. I mean,
that was fun.
Blindfolded match with Daivari and fucking Cena. That was entertaining.
And then when he would come to the ring in his kimono and shit sometimes.
Oh yeah,
Stephanie. See, that's the best of Eric Bischoff. I didn't even like WCW Eric Bischoff. Like, I thought he was a shill, but I liked Raw when he was there. He was a funny guy. He also knows TV. He does know TV. So he has his own production company and shit. So I can't, there's not much I can say about that.
I remember growing up and finding out Bischoff went ahead against WWE. I was like, wow, the boss of McMahon, hiring Bischoff, the man who destroyed him or tried to destroy him before.
Right.
That is wild. But yeah.
Crazy.
Wow, we went by fast with this episode. But then again, Astros game is on.
Right.
I miss Raw, so I don't really have much of an input. Actually, I miss both shows.
The only thing that you need to go back and watch is the Johnny Gargano segment,
and
and the Bloodline.
The Bloodline, I did manage to see it, but I do need to watch the Gargano segment, which I will.
And if you have time, watch Seth versus Theory. But that match, Theory, that dude is something special, and if people hate on him, it's just because they're jealous.
I mean, if you hate on him for a lot of reasons, I mean, that means he's just doing his job,
Sure.
His job is be the most hated man in all professional wrestling. I mean, MJF was there, but he's getting cheered.
Okay, let's talk about what the fuck. Okay, we talked a little bit about this. What are they doing with MJF? What are they doing to the guy?
All I know is that are they gonna give him the title? Maybe. I don't watch, so I don't know what storyline they're going for.
Well, he wasn't even on TV this week because he got slammed through the table last week. Did he turn face? Did he turn heel? I have no fucking idea.
When is what was it? Full Gear?
I think it's like around Survivor Series. I have no idea.
We'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes.
Well, yeah, but we flew through this episode. Full Gear is Saturday, November 19th. I will not be watching, but that's when it's at.
Oh, okay,
so, when it is.
2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from Crown Jewel. Okay. When is Survivor Series?
I'm about to look that up.
Because that's
Saturday, November 26th.
Okay, the weekend.
My mom's birthday. How about that? So, cool. Saturday's November 26th.
What a way to celebrate by seeing men
people get the shit kicked out of each other. Yeah.
In a steel cage.
Yeah.
In a steel cage. But yeah, like I said, we kind of went by too fast.
Yeah.
I didn't catch either shows this week. I thought I
We're
would
gonna
catch
make
a
up
lot.
for it next week because we'll have
For
like
sure.
3 shows to go
Yeah,
over. So
definitely gonna be more in depth with Crown Jewel. Wow. And I might set up the room so we can have something special for certain reactions.
you never know.
You never
You
know.
never know.
Though I would admit that this room can get hot in the middle of the day. So, and
Yeah.
you've felt
Fucking
it.
oven.
And
Bro. I should
that
just bring
was
some, I'll bring some fucking fans or something. I don't know.
exactly. Let's fill this room with fans because, god
And
damn,
dry ice.
dry eyes, fans make the room colder, man. But yeah, so anything else in the wrestling
No.
news? Becky Lynch made an appearance on Young Rocky.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
And
I don't
Liv
know.
Morgan on Chucky.
Oh yeah, Liv Morgan and Chucky. Though I've heard Liv Morgan showed up as herself, getting killed by Chucky. So that's kind of mad about it at the same time. Pretty funny. She's been going on about it since when season 1 came out. She wanted to be in the Chucky show, whether as a character or as long as she gets killed by Chucky, she'll be happy. Which I honestly, I like Michael. I like Chucky. If you can do the same in the show and the movies, not IRL, I've
Right.
to do. But yes, Halloween's over. We're on towards Thanksgiving and this American holidays. I was gonna say, like a true American, we're going straight to Christmas. Skip.
Dude,
Thanksgiving.
I went to Walmart the day after Halloween, thinking I'm gonna score some clearance Halloween candy.
And it was gone.
Christmas candy everywhere, and I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like Thanksgiving doesn't exist anymore.
With Thanksgiving, and I'm not knocking on Thanksgiving. I love Thanksgiving because I fucking eat. I eat everything.
Fun fact about the Texan Nightmare: he hates Thanksgiving food. I
Whoa.
hate Thanksgiving food. I
Hilariously enough,
I hate stuffing, cranberry sauce, green bean casserole, most turkey. Ugh. No, thank you.
turkey. It really depends on how they cook it, because sometimes it's just too hard and dry, and sometimes it's just full of bones and it gets stuck in your teeth.
I've
But
had
sometimes it's just
baked
perfect.
turkey. I've had fried turkey. I've had boiled turkey. I've had all the turkeys you can think of. And the only
Boiled
turkey I
turkey?
like is lunch meat. I don't know, dude. I'm just throwing shit out there. You know what it is.
But they have potato. But it's funny because and we're gonna go on a little bit tangent here. This is also under the geeks rambling. But that show, yeah, you'll see it whenever it goes up. Because I don't know when it's gonna go up. But yeah, my family doesn't really celebrate Thanksgiving like a traditional Thanksgiving feast because there's no turkey. There's ham sometimes.
Ooh, now ham I can fuck with.
I'm a turkey guy, but when it comes to Christmas, I'm a ham guy. You know what I mean? But anyway,
You're not a Christmas goose guy?
no.
You don't want a Christmas goose?
Go away, Shroot. Go away, Dwight. Go away with your roadkill. What was it? Was it a roadkill? Or did he find a dead goose on the road? Is that what happened?
Yeah, that was Christmas. Yes, he found the dead goose in the road, and then there was the fuck, dude. That's one of my favorite episodes of Belschnickel. And
Was it the Belschnickel? I thought that was much earlier. Oh wow!
No. I'm talking about 2 separate episodes. I'm talking about the one with the goose, and then what is it? The shit that he has when he's Belschnickel. It's like, what is it called? It's like,
was it Nate coming in that stupid outfit? Or am I thinking?
Yeah,
it's that.
I don't. Let me see.
It's that one.
In the office.
Okay, so you're thinking of different. My humor is edgy. Because the first thing I thought of when you mentioned Belschnickel was Nate with his, appearance.
Fucking Nate.
And then Dwight quickly texting him, no longer a thing. And then you see his attire, and I was just like, wow, they actually pulled this off on live TV? What?
It's pretty wild, right?
You would never. I didn't even know about the Facebook thing. Oh no, not the Facebook. The suicide thing for Halloween. Until much later on, after finishing the show twice. But yeah, I was just like, holy fuck, that's hilarious.
I've watched The Office so many goddamn times, dude, that like I'm really pissed off that I can't figure out what the hell Dwight made for Christmas in season 9 on Dwight Christmas. I'm trying to figure it out. But
yes.
I've watched The Office way too many times, man. Like I've watched it probably 10, 12.
I've watched it
13
completely twice. I've seen it all the way till Michael left, like probably 3 times. But I mostly just jump around finding my favorite episode, watching my favorite episodes. I feel like that's how I can't really sit down and watch it all over again because I kind of just want to go back and relive like certain episodes, like the wedding episode that was cute. Yeah. Oh, the disco party in the fucking old Michael Scott Paper Company room. Cafe Disco. That one, I love that.
Cafe Disco. That's a funny one.
That was a good one. Funny.
My favorite episode
wholesome.
is the basketball episode. That's my favorite
From
episode.
season 1.
And that's like the first season. And nobody likes the first season. But
Everyone
if you go
hates.
through the whole series once, then you'll like the first season.
It's
the weirdest fucking thing.
As long as it's not Parks and Rec, because with Parks and Rec, even though you went through the whole series, season 1 still sucks. And it's hilarious because it was made by the same people who made The Office. And I don't know why.
Hassenpfeffer is what I was thinking of. The Hassenpfeffer. That's what I was thinking of. That's season 9 Dwight Christmas, where he's Belschnickel, and I don't know if you've seen that.
I've
before.
Seen, I don't remember what it was though. Like I said, I've seen the.
The
Office.
Hogmaw, yeah, the Hogmaw, yeah, that's right. Okay. I don't even want to tell you what it's made of. It's stuffed pig stomach, and after we finish it, we break the pig rib. Yeah,
That's
okay.
Right. Yeah, now I remember. Yeah, I forgot who we did it with, but yeah, that was hilarious. Hey man, The Office. It's on Peacock. I was about to say Netflix, but they haven't been there since last year. But anyway,
Peacock.
Unlike the usual 2 hour, 1 hour and a half, we're currently only an hour and a half in. Man, I need to think first and then say things because my mouth tries to keep up and it doesn't keep up, and it sucks at work, man. My boss will be like, "Hey, have you read this?" And my mouth will move first before my mind can catch up, so I'll stumble my words, and I hate it.
Nobody likes to do that. I know how it is.
But anyways, so tonight, like I said earlier, I need to think first and then speak. We went over SmackDown and Raw, and went over some predictions with
yes.
Let's see who gets more. Take a shot every time you're wrong. Ooh.
I won't be driving home then, probably. So,
but yeah, we discussed the order. We tried to like I said earlier. We're also kind of watching the Astros game at the moment. So we're kind of distracted.
Yes.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
We're back in the World Series. Phillies got destroyed last night.
No hit. Yep.
Yeah, no hit. Second in the entire World Series. In history.
In the history, first since 1956, which was Don Larson who did it.
Damn, that's a long ass time ago.
Yep.
But yeah, so yeah, like pretty much we went over our predictions over Crown Jewel, figuring out what matches goes first, and all appearances if there are any. But yeah, segments if there are supposed to, like the Bray Wyatt's segment might be a thing or whatnot. But anyway,
right.
Sir. Anything else?
That's it, man. I think we're good to go for this episode, and we'll have more next week.
Oh yeah, for sure.
When the World Series is done and everything. So,
and I'll be committed to WWE. I'm pretty sure football season's coming up as well, or preseason.
Football season's been going. No, football season's already been going.
Oh, really? Okay. And I'm pretty.
Yeah, the Texans were playing tonight too, but
yeah, I know. Against guess who? The Eagles, Philadelphia Eagles. Which is
only the 7th time in history that's happened where cities have been playing the World Series and 2 have been playing football at the same time.
Oh,
only the 7th time in history. That's a long time.
And
so another sports tidbit for you.
Hey, you know what? We're here all about it. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and we'll see you. Oh, well, before we say our goodbyes.
This is such a long, fucking drawn out goodbye.
Hey, I'm cranking out the hours, man. I need the minutes.
Here,
socials.
our
socials will be down here. Well, most likely, if I remember mine, I'll put it down here as well. But it will probably our Instagram page, our
Twitter, TikTok, everything.
I don't think I have the TikTok yet, but it is on our on the Geeks Reviews channel, which is currently housing or Geeks Reviews Network. Gotta add that network now because we are now branching off, but expanding, I guess, to a more broader audience with David and his shorts. Fantastic job. I like those today in history. Anyway, before I completely ramble on, all of the socials will be here. If I remember mine, like I said, I'll put it down here, but definitely his, because he gave me a list, so I keep it. I keep that list. Same with the if I don't put any of the Mark's Wrestling Podcast links down here, it will be on the description, or you can head over to our channel and you'll find all our links there. And once and for the final time, thank you for watching. We'll see you guys later.
Thanks, guys. See you next week.
Peace.